What's wrong, Lucy? What's wrong, sweetie? Let me see your... Come here. Let me see your leg. What's wrong? Hmm? Okay. I don't see anything wrong. Well, today's going to be a rainy day, so let's do an inside project. That Cub Cadet over there, it's really getting old. And I'd like to get another 10 years out of it. And starting it up, just to pull my trailer around the yard, is really putting hours on the old engine. And I think what I'm going to do is put a trailer hitch on the back of this so I can drag that trailer around the yard using this. You're not supposed to, on these ZTRs, from what I understand, you're not supposed to drag a trailer around. I do not know why. But it doesn't have a lot of weight in it. I just use it to drag all my, my chair and water and gasoline for my weed eaters and all stuff that I usually run out of out in the middle of nowhere in the yard or on the new property that I bought. It's a long walk back to the house if you've forgotten gas or need a drink of water. So I'm going to stop using that Cub Cadet as much. Put a trailer hitch on the back of this, and I'm going to use this to, because this is the one I mow with most of the time, and a lot of times I drag that out somewhere and bring gas and water and chair and all that and use that to mow when I really want to use this to mow. So since I don't pull, much weight in that trailer, I'm going to go ahead and build a bracket to hold the ball to drag my trailer around. And I have two options. I can come off the sides and then, weld something across it and come off the side here. Or this guard in the back is thick metal. It's, I would say almost 1/8 of an inch. And it's bolted on both sides. It's solid as a rock. So I'm going to fashion a little thing that will, let me turn the light on. It's got about a 4-inch ledge up under here. And then this here. So I'm going to bolt it here a couple of bolts and built it up under here a couple of bolts. But I got to make a bracket that'll work, and I've got a 4x4 tube inside that I think that it's a square tube. I think it'll work perfect. So let me go dig that out and draw me up a little plan, take some measurements here, and we'll get to cutting something, make it up. Be right back. The thing that I have to be careful about is these CTRs, whatever hangs off the back, when you turn this thing sharp, there's that much, 2 feet that you have to worry about swing, catching bushes, and maybe the corners of buildings if you're close. So when you get used to how far out the back end sticks, and in your mind you realize you have to be that far away from things when you swing it around in a circle, because you do hook a few things until you get used to it. So I have to keep that in mind when I add even more to the back end of this. So what I'm going to do is keep this as small as possible, or lengthwise. I'm probably going to cut it right here, put the ball right here, and then weld a flat piece on this where I can bolt right here, and then this will bolt up under here or down through here downwards. There's not enough room behind it to get to the bolts, so I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. I may just use carriage bolts and go through the bottom and then the top and then bolt up under here. So that's what I'm going to do. Let me mark this to my length and start gathering some scrap steel and see what I got. Well, there's sort of what I have in mind. Now this will bolt up under that. Now I need to weld something right here that will bolt to the face of that. But I got to go put this, hold this up under there, and then mark where to weld a piece up here. So let's go do that. I'm going to check for square. It is square. What I'm going to do is put a couple of tacks back here. And then I'm going to go hold it up against there just to make sure that this thing is in fact square. I mean, I might have to bend it in a little bit or bend it out a little bit to be completely flush with the back of that. So let me get my welder out, put a couple of tacks here, and we'll go have a look at it. Alright, that's going to work just perfect. So I'm going to weld that both sides. And then I'm going to bolt through this and bolt it on, and then I'll have to drill up through the bottom. And boy, this is only taking about 20 minutes. I'd hoped I could enjoy this a little longer. Well, I still got to finish welding it, still got to finish drilling it. And then I'm going to take it all back off and spray paint it shiny black to match my brand new lawnmower. And then we'll bolt it all back up, put the ball on, and we'll be good to go. See you in a minute. Don't hate me because my welds are beautiful. Gorgeous! Look at those welds, they're just gorgeous! Alright, I'm gonna do this side, and we're getting there. Okay, now I'm gonna go out, drill the holes, the horizontal holes, and on the bottom, I had to drill holes in the bottom so I could get up under there and drill holes straight up through there. Otherwise, I'll never, you know, I could measure the center to center and all that, but I'd never get them square. So I'm going to bolt it on this way first, and then drill up this way and bolt it on. And here's a lesson, important lesson. Had a little fire. Never weld with shorts on, and never ever weld with highly flammable polyester shorts on. Okay, let's go in there. Ow, 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 ow. Alrighty. Now, I've got to get up under here and drill up this way through the bottom of that, and put my bolts in. That's going to look nice. That's going to look nice. All right, let me crawl up under there. I got to sweep all the stuff up from underneath here so I don't lay in it. Metal shavings, and drill from the bottom up. Get them two bolts in, and put my ball in. We're good to go. Be right back. Well, the hole is, my hands are too big to get in this tubing, so I'm having to use this to get up in here. Let me show you. Let's see. All right, I gotta let go of the camera. We'll be back. Okay, there we go. Gotta get my ball, bolt that down, and we're good to go. Back in a minute. I don't have these tight. I gotta get a socket and tighten all these down. I'll be back when I get the ball on. All right, everything's tight. I did put spacers under there. I just want this thing to be square and level, and it is. So putting the ball on. I'm gonna put my washer and get it tightened up, and we'll take one final shot of this. Oh, alrighty. We done. A nice little project. Okay, well that solves a real problem. Well, it wasn't a real problem, but it was a real problem me using that other Cub Cadet, the other lawnmower, because it's so old. This is its 15th season. I'm bumping, 950, 1,000 hours on it, and I gotta rebuild the carb again. This will be what, the third time. I may just go ahead and buy a brand new carburetor, just because it deserves it. And everything's still running. I've never replaced bearings anywhere. I replaced an oil seal on the crankshaft one time. I replaced the head gaskets one time. And that's it, just basic maintenance. I did figure out how to get into the transmission, drain it, and refill it. So that'll be good for another 10 years. Anyway, that's the trailer hitch. I'm glad I did it. I've been thinking about doing it and mulling it over in my head whether to come off the sides here or whether this is hard enough. And this is definitely, you don't want to pull no campers around or boats with it, but this will definitely pull anything I want to pull with it without flexing or bending this. This is very thick, so is this. It's bolted on solid. It's got a nice bend here, so there will be no inward and outward flex. So, we're done. Thanks for watching, y'all.